Good afternoon and thank you. I'm Trooper James O'Kelly. I'm the Public Information Officer for Troop A. After the incident last night, we're going to have the Major of Troop A, the Troop A Commander, Amy Faraletto, speak, and you'll be available to answer questions afterward. And I just like it, again, keep it professional. We did have, someone get shot. It's a very serious incident, critical incident. So with that, I'm going to bring in Major Amy Faraletto.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys coming out to Batavia. I am Troop A Commander Amy Faraletto. On February 26, 2025, at approximately 12:47 a.m., New York State Police members from SP Olean responded to a report of a suicidal individual on North 7th Street in the city of Olean. Upon arrival, 2 troopers and a sergeant located the subject, identified as Thomas A. Wright, 23 of Olean, walking along the sidewalk. As they attempted to engage in a conversation with Wright, he pointed a black handgun at the responding officers. In response, all 3 members discharged their division firearms, striking Wright multiple times. Troopers, along with members of the Olean Police Department, immediately rendered emergency medical aid. Wright was transported by ambulance to Olean General Hospital before being transferred to Erie County Medical Center, where he remains in critical, guarded condition in the Trauma Intensive Care Unit. Investigators later determined that Wright was in possession of the pictured BB gun, which was recovered at the scene. This is the BB gun. As you can see, it looks very much like a real gun. Please acknowledge that what it looks like, and it could be an actual gun. The incident remains under active investigation and charges are pending. That is why we are not releasing the body camera footage and the troopers' names currently. We will be releasing them soon. Our thoughts are with Thomas Wright and his family, and we hope that he makes a full recovery. And I will take any questions at this time.
What charges is Thomas facing?
We are currently working with the district attorney in Cattaraugus County to determine what charges will be appropriate. He has not been charged at this time.
We expect that he will be charged.
Absolutely.
And he was shot, it was 3 troopers involved?
2 troopers and a sergeant, correct.
With New York State Police?
Correct.
And all 3
Go ahead.
fired their weapons?
All 3 fired their weapons.
Any idea how many times he was shot on his person?
Our forensic investigation unit is working to verify the number of rounds that were fired. We must examine all the evidence from the scene and review the body-worn camera video before we can say for certain how many rounds were fired. My captain of the Bureau has been down there all day collecting evidence and trying to expedite that, so we can answer your question.
So we know what time it started. Are we aware of how long this interaction lasted approximately?
Approximately 11 minutes.
Can you talk about the difficulty officers or troopers face when they arrive in situations like this with the realistic possibility of these BB guns, how real they look?
Yes, they're very real, and usually, occurred at night. It's unlighted, or unlit road, so any object that looks like a gun, and this obviously looked like a gun.
And what's the status of the officers currently? Are they on paid leave or?
Yes, they're at home. They have been in contact with the Employee Assistance Program, and none of them are injured.
So are any of them on administrative leave or on leave pending any sort of investigation, the 3 involved?
They're on just the Employee Assistance leave currently as we do process the scene and do the investigation. But there is a criminal and an administrative investigation going on.
So it's fair to say all 3 are on leave pending the investigation?
Yeah, we put them on leave after critical incidents such as this.
In the photo that you showed us, that gun,
Yes.
that BB gun,
Yes.
that's the BB gun
That we recovered at the
officers
scene.
believe that he was brandishing it during the incident?
No, this is what we recovered at scene. Yes.
Is that the gun you believe he was holding?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
And he pointed it at
Yes, so I was able to review the body-worn camera, and it clearly shows him pointing it at, specifically at one of the members.
Did he say anything?
He was not communicating with us.
Can you kind of walk us through, I mean, for two troopers and a sergeant to all be there, it sounded like
Yes.
probably they came one at a time, or?
No, they were all there together, trying to communicate with him, trying to have a conversation with him, trying to engage with him, trying to assist in his crisis. He was having a mental health crisis, and he was not communicating with us at all.
Was it outside, inside?
Yes, outside, yes.
Like by a road, or?
Yes, by the road.
Is that standard protocol that officers respond to mental health calls, or do you have a mental health team?
There are mental health teams, but a lot of times it's the officers that are first there.
Did the two troopers and sergeant arrive together in the same vehicle? Did they all?
They all were looking for the subject. We got a call of a person that's having a mental health crisis, possibly suicidal, and we were out looking for him.
And they were all searching for him together?
Yes, well, so our protocol is our troopers are in one car together at night. So the troopers were together in a car and the sergeant was in a separate car, looking for him.
Can you describe, I know, obviously, we can't see the body camera footage
Yep.
yet, but you saw it, you said
Yes.
it. So, you know, what was that first interaction when the troopers or sergeant tried to approach? How did that kind of play out?
They were trying to speak with the individual, Mr. Wright, trying to just engage him in some kind of conversation. And then they saw him moving his arms, and they, started giving him commands, to show your hands, show your hands.
Did they ask him to drop the weapon?
Oh, absolutely. Once the weapon was drawn, yes.
How, in proximity-wise, how close were they to him?
That's pending investigation. I can't get into all of that, but
And the 23-year-old, I believe, here.
Correct, 23.
Was just walking down the sidewalk when they
Yep,
came
correct.
upon him?
Yep.
Was this a residential area?
correct.
Okay.
In the city of Olean.
And the call, any information on the call?
Yeah,
called it
absolutely.
in?
Yep, his family member called it in. He was concerned about his well-being. He was making suicidal statements.
Did they mention a gun at that point? I'm
No,
sorry.
no, there was no mention of any weapon.
When you receive a suicidal call like that, you hear the term suicide by cop. Was that something that was running through these officers' minds?
I don't know what was running through their minds, but it's something we do think about and train for.
How do you train for it?
Well, we go to the academy, we have all sorts of protocols, but we do a whole mental health unit at the academy.
And there's no timeline as to when that body cam footage may be released?
I don't have an exact time, but as soon as we're able to, we will.
And you said, what's holding back the footage from being released at this point?
Like I said, the investigators have been working on it diligently all day, so they're still working, and I don't want to impede their investigation.
Has the Attorney General's office been brought in?
Not to my knowledge.
As this is an officer-involved shooting, do we expect the Attorney General's office to look into this?
That it's usually an officer-involved death caused by us. So at this moment, he's still in the hospital getting medical treatment, and we hope for his full recovery.
How was he transported to ECMC from there?
He was actually transported by ambulance because it was extremely foggy this morning down south, and they couldn't fly.
You mentioned critical condition, right?
Yes.
Guarded.
Guarded.
What exactly?
I'm not a medical professional, that's just what I was told.
Okay, but critical.
Critical guarded condition, correct.
Can you say how long, he wasn't showing the gun right away, right?
No, he was just walking.
He was walking, and at some point, he points it at him.
Correct.
Between that, and can you say how much time between that and the?
I don't want to guesstimate, so I don't want to guesstimate, but
Did he where did he, reveal the weapon from? Did he pull it out of a pocket? Was it the waistband?
they noticed it in his waistband originally.
And you said this whole incident from start to finish lasted 11 minutes about?
Approximately.
Meaning like from the time of the call?
No,
When they
from,
first encountered?
correct, yes.
Okay. And I mean, can you say how the officers are doing?
What I saw him this morning, they were doing as well as could be.
Has this individual been known
Yes, we've dealt with him previously.
Are you able to say mental health related, criminal,
Both. Yeah.
so mental health and criminal related calls or
Yes.
incidents?
Yes.
Anything else you would like to get out to the public at this point?
Don't just, I thank you guys for coming. Oh, I do want to thank the Olean Police Department, the Olean Fire and EMS, and Olean General. I mean, they, with the help of and our troopers, probably saved his life.
And before we let you go here, can you walk us through, what happens next after we leave here today? What happens next with this incident?
Well, we keep doing our investigation as we would. We're pretty good at it, so we're just going to keep doing it so we can get it all the facts and all the evidence collected, and then we can, tell you guys, the media, and everyone else the final outcome.
Who does the investigation? Because there's two, there's obviously.
Correct.
witness
We have an
arrest
yep.
And then the officer involved shooting.
Correct. We have a professional standards bureau that will do the officer-involved shooting, and then our Bureau of Criminal Investigations does the criminal aspect.
This is also happening in the midst of the prison strikes, and I know that's stretched everybody thin. Is there, what is that like dealing with all of this at once?
Well, I appreciate the question, but we're just going to stick to this incident today. Maybe we'll talk about the prisons another day.
Do you have all the questions? And just to be clear, no mental health professionals on the scene during this incident?
Correct.
Okay. Were they called in at any point to maybe try,
Not-
or did it just happen?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it happened at, close to 1 a.m. in the morning, so.
All right, thank you all for coming, appreciate it.